Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, in today's Taraweeh prayer, we will be going over the last 5 pages of the 4th juz and the entire 5th juz, which will be the entirety of what we will read today is Surah An-Nisa. The first thing to notice about Surah An-Nisa is the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even has a surah in the Quran named Surah An-Nisa. This is a means of pride and honor for all of the women that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has named a surah after that gender. There is no surah in the Quran that's called Surah Al-Rajul or Surah Al-Rijal. But Surah An-Nisa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing the females. And an entire chapter is dedicated to this. And the chapter starts off with taqwa, which means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling all the females out there one of the greatest quality, the most important characteristic that they will need is taqwa. If you have taqwa, you have everything else. If you don't have taqwa, then you have nothing. So the fact that it starts with taqwa, the surah is called Surah An-Nisa. Surah An-Nisa and taqwa go hand in hand. And this is the month to attain taqwa. And women have the greatest opportunity, to attain taqwa because they're tested. They're tested more than men. Generally, it is understood that women take care of the food and the iftar. Now, when they're cooking that delicious food that smells good and definitely tastes good, and the food's right in front of you, you might have the urge to taste or you might have the urge to eat some. But you have to control yourself and say, La akuli, I can't eat, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ يَرَانِي, I can't eat because Allah is watching me. Even though I want to eat. I made that robza, I made that nice drink, and it's right in front of me, I just want to take one sip. But the women have to control themselves, even though that food and what you're supposed to refrain from is literally right in front of you. We're told while a person is fasting, he shouldn't smell good food. It'll make it difficult. But the women don't have a choice. So they have the greatest opportunity in the greatest month, in the most blessed month, to earn and attain taqwa by refraining from those things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told them they're not allowed to do. And this makes people conscious. What is taqwa? To be conscious that I'm not supposed to do this, and I'm allowed to do this. Because I'm not going to do this because Allah is watching me. That is why when the Prophet said and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us we can eat up to Salat al-Fajr, and in the time of dawn and the azan of Fajr, and we can't eat till Maghrib, that means at the azan of Maghrib we should eat. Because the purpose isn't to see how long you can last without eating. The purpose is to show, do you obey Allah or not? Do you obey Allah or not? You're supposed to eat up to this time. You're supposed to stop and refrain from eating up to this time. When it's time to eat, are you going to eat or not? Following and obeying the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is in essence what taqwa is. To be conscious of the existence of Allah on a 24/7 basis. That is in essence what taqwa is. In this beautiful surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's a very beautiful verse. وَمِن يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِم مِّنَ النَّبِيِّينَ وَالصِّدِّيقِينَ وَالشُّهَدَاءِ وَالصَّالِحِينَ وَحَسُنَ أُولَٰئِكَ رَفِيقًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Surah Al-Fatiha, صِرَاطَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ. Who's أَنْعَمْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ? أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ مِنَ النَّبِيِّينَ. Who's أَنْعَمْتَ? We're supposed to follow the path of أَنْعَمْتَ. Who's أَنْعَمْتَ? أَنْعَمْتَ is أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ مِنَ النَّبِيِّينَ. النبي. The Prophets عليهم الصلاة والسلام, والصديقين, والشهداء. Now these 3 types of people, we can't meet them either because prophets, the Khatim al-Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam already came. There will be no more prophets. Siddiqeen are only assigned by Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't know who Siddiqeen is. No one can claim and go out there and be like, I'm a Siddiq, I'm a Siddiqeen. So we don't know who a Siddiqeen are. No one, and you can't become a Shaheed until you die. You can only be considered a martyr if you died. So these 3 types of people, we can't be in their company, we can't associate with them, we can't be with them anymore because they no longer exist. So, أنعم الله عليهم من النبيين والصديقين والشهداء, 3 types of people we can't be with anymore. والصالحين, and the righteous. وحسن أولئك رفيقا, and they are the best of friends. That means the only group that is left is as-sulaha. The only group that is left is as-sulaha. Yesterday we read a very beautiful dua. ربنا إننا سمعنا منادي ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا. And at the end of the dua, وكفر عنا سيئات وتوفنا مع الأبرار. Oh Allah, raise me, resurrect me, and put me in the company of al-abrar. Put me in the company of al-abrar. Put me in the company of the righteous. Al-abrar and righteous, you can say, is around the same thing. So the sulaha are the only people left in the company whom we should take. So when we read this dua, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. That means we need to make an effort to be in the company of الذين أنعمت عليهم. So if we were to just say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. But when you make dua, you have to make an effort for it too. Right? I said this earlier in Jummah the other day. That, a person came to the Imam and he said that, Imam Sahib, can you make dua for me that Allah grants me Jannat al-Firdaus? Imam Sahib says, Sika, I'll make the dua for you. Can you make dua for me too? He said, okay, Imam Sahib, what dua would you need? He said, can you make dua for me that tomorrow when I wake up an engineer? Can you make dua that tomorrow when I wake up, I wake up as a doctor? The person said, are you mocking me? The Imam Sahib says, are you mocking me? You want Jannah but don't want to work for it. So when we make dua, we have to make an effort after that. So we make this dua, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. We want to be on the path of أنعمت عليهم. Who's أنعمت عليهم? أنعم الله عليهم من النبي. So in order to do amal on this dua that we are claiming to make and claiming to say that we are asking for this dua, we need to do an action to help fulfill this dua and sit in the company of أنعمت عليهم. And there's only one group left, as-sulaha, the righteous. So we need to make our strongest effort to sit in the company of as-salaha and the righteous, and through their company our lives will change and have a solid effect on our lives too. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the company of the righteous. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala resurrect us and elevate us with the righteous on the day of judgment. Wa akhiru da'wana.